And it doesn't come much better than this. Sir Jack Brabham in the Repco Brabham BT-19 doing a lap of the circuit. His first appearance here in this car.
Isn't it a fantastic sight? Jack Brabham, I mean, this guy is just incredible. 3 times world champion, and what he achieved, even on a modern scale, is staggering, Billy.
It'll never be repeated, I'd say.
Yeah, he designed and built his own car and then went out and won the Formula One World Championship. Put that in modern perspective. Imagine Michael Schumacher designing, building, and then winning the World Championship in a car of his own design. I mean, even today, that is just an extraordinary achievement.
No, I don't think Shuey would be able to fit it into his schedule somehow.
It was just an extraordinary effort by Jack Brabham. And with the backing of Repco, of course, all Australian company, developed the car. And in 1966, he went on and won that World Championship. Beautiful. Beautifully turned out car. It was a very good approach to the championship. It was the change to 3-litre regulations for the first time.
Isn't that an awesome sight?
And they just went out, Jack and his Ron Turanak, his car designer, went out and built this car. It was quite a simple design, just based on a steel space frame. The engine wasn't enormously powerful, but it was very reliable. And Jack swept to victory in 1966, an extraordinary achievement. It's so great to see that car in action. Look at the way it's turned out, still maintained by ACL, the parent company of Repco.
In original condition.
Well, that's the way it raced back in 1966.
He retired in 1970, Sir Jack, but he came back in 71, won a big Formula Ford race at Calder, and he is still racing today. Just recently, he's been in classic car races and rallies, still loves to drive. Well,
it's the 80th birthday of Repco in Australia. And what an extraordinary talent, Jack Brabham. And no one is ever going to be able to repeat the efforts that he had. I mean, everyone talks about, oh, well, yeah, that was back in the 1960s. Formula One wasn't quite so professional. Well, everything's relative. And really, even back then, people were looking at what a remarkable achievement it was. He was a very crafty operator. And a lot of people used to, I guess, didn't rate Jack as such a great driver because his attitude was always win races at the slowest possible speed. But there's no doubt about Jack's ability. He was a great talent, and even in his late 30s, early 40s, he was still top-notch in Formula One. So the crowd giving him the reception he deserves. Don't forget, Jack Brabham cut his teeth at Mount Panorama in the mid-50s in the old Cooper Climax cars before he headed overseas and achieved that great result in Formula One. So he has a great heritage, a great connection with Mount Panorama as well.
He's competed here 3 times, and one that has eluded him, but I don't think in the big picture it means too much after the achievements of Sir Jack Brabham. He's had a good reception from the crowd here, and I tell you what, it is very, very cold, and this would not be an easy lap for him, I'd imagine.
The BT-19 is one of the classic Formula One cars in the history of the World Drivers' Championship. Beautifully turned out car.